All right, let's get to it. Welcome to the podcast. If you are new here, please hit the like button, subscribe. If you're following on YouTube, definitely hit that follow button over there on Kick. Welcome over on the Culture Playbook. We have some breaking news, and we're going to get right into it. Okay, this just came down recently here where the former Williamsburg County Clerk of Court has been indicted. And the same kind of indictment that you see on the screen. What I'm going to do is, right now, I'm going to play. I'm going to read through the indictment right here. Just downloaded it. I'm going to read through it. So as you come in here, please share and like. And later on tonight, we'll come back and we'll talk about it, because right now I just don't have time to get into all the exterior conversation that's around this situation, because this is something that's been brewing for a while, and so apparently it's come to a head. But real fast, we're going to run through the indictment, okay? And it says here, filed August 12th, 2025, State of South Carolina versus Sharon Staggers. Indictment for official misconduct in office, embezzlement, use of position or office for financial gain, and offering, giving, soliciting, or receiving anything of value to influence action of public employee, member, or official. Okay. And just how that reads right there, man. Let me just read through it, and I'll come back tonight and we'll get in that. At a session of the state grand jury of South Carolina convened in Columbia, South Carolina, August 12th, the state grand jury presents upon their oath and charge as follows. Now, keep in mind, these are just charges. She has a presumption of innocence until proven guilty. In count one, official misconduct in office, common law. I'm not going to read through all that stuff right there. I'm going to just read through what it is and what's alleged. Okay. That on or about November 19th to October 23 in Williamsburg County, and while elected Clerk of Court of Williamsburg County, and thus a public official, Sharon W. Staggers willfully and dishonestly failed to properly and faithfully discharge the duties of her public office imposed upon her by law, to wit, Staggers did commit acts and omissions in breach of her duty of good faith, honesty and accountability to the public by obtaining and personal profit and benefit to herself by having government funds above and beyond her legitimate salary improperly paid to her. That's page 1 of 9. This was done in violation of common law, the common law of South Carolina, and such conduct involving public corruption and arising out of or in connection with a crime involving public corruption, and such conduct involving a violation of the South Carolina Anti-Money Laundering Act or crime related to a violation the Anti-Money Laundering Act of the Anti-Money Laundering Act against the peace and dignity of the state, and contrary to the law in such case made and provided. Count 2, embezzlement of public funds, values less than $10,000. It's alleged that Sharon W. Staggers in Williamsburg County from on and about November 20th, 2019, while Staggers was responsible for the safekeeping, transfer, and disbursement of public funds, did embezzle and convert less than $10,000 of the public funds with the intentions to defraud the county of Williamsburg, to wit, while the elected clerk of court, while the elected clerk of court Staggers did embezzle public funds, causing $4,000 of Title 4D funds of the Federal Social Security Act to be paid to her as Title 4D incentive payments. Okay, all in violation of Section 16-13-210 of the South Carolina Code of Laws, as amended, and such conduct involving public corruption and arising out of or in connection with a crime involving public corruption, and such conduct involving a violation of South Carolina Anti-Money Laundering Act or a crime related to a violation of the anti-money, it all reads the same. Okay, count 3 says that Sharon W. Staggers in Williamsburg County from on and about February 2020. Let me catch you guys up on the page that I'm on here now. I'm moving pretty fast with the pages, and I don't want y'all to be confused. Just go to page 3. That's where I'm at. For all of you who are reading along, let's go here. Okay. All right. On February 2020, safekeeping public funds did embezzle and convert $10,000 or more of public funds with the intention to defraud the county of Williamsburg, to wit, while the elected clerk of court did embezzle public funds, causing $14,500 of Title 4D money, funds of the Federal Social Security Act to be paid to her as Title 4D incentive payments. All right, and then it goes into this whole in violation of Section 16-13 of the code against doing that. Count 4, Sharon W. Staggers in Williamsburg County from about March 2021 on or about December 2021, while Staggers was responsible for the safekeeping, transfer, and disbursement of public funds, did embezzle and convert $10,000 or more of public funds with the intentions to defraud the county of Williamsburg, to wit, while the elected clerk of court did embezzle public funds, causing $31,115.32 of Title 4D funds of the Federal Social Security Act to be paid to her as Title 4D incentive payments. And that's, of course, in violation of Section 16-13-210 of the South Carolina Code of Laws as amended. And such conduct involving public corruption arising in connection with a crime, you know what it means? It's money laundering. Count 5. Let me move you guys along over here. Count 5 in this indictment. And again, all of these are just charges. She's innocent until proven guilty. And count 5, embezzlement of public funds valued more than $10,000. Sharon Staggers in Williamsburg County from on or about August 2021 to December 2021, while Staggers was responsible for the safekeeping and transfer of disbursement of public funds, did embezzle and convert $10,000 or more of public funds with the intentions to defraud the county of Williamsburg, to wit, while the elected clerk of court Staggers did embezzle public funds, causing $11,536 of public funds to be paid to her in excess salary payments, a violation of 16-13 210 of the South Carolina Code of Laws amended such South Carolina Anti-Money Laundering Act. Okay, let's move right on along here. Catch up over here. All right, count 6, embezzlement of public funds, value $10,000 or more. That Sharon W. Staggers in Williamsburg County from on and about January 2022 to on or about December 2022, while Staggers was responsible for the safekeeping, transfer, and disbursement of public funds, did embezzle or convert $10,000 or more of the public funds, with the intention to defraud Williamsburg County, the county of Williamsburg, to wit, while the elected clerk of court, Staggers did embezzle public funds, causing $29,993.60 of public funds to be paid to her in excess as salary payments. And again, this is a violation of Section 16-13-210 of the South Carolina Code of Laws, money laundering. Okay, count 7 says that Sharon Staggers in Williamsburg County from on about January 2023 to about July 2023, while Staggers was responsible for safekeeping, transfer, disbursement, it says that she did embezzle and convert $10,000 or more of public funds with the intention to defraud the county of Williamsburg, to wit, while the elected clerk of court, while the elected clerk of court, Staggers did embezzle public funds, causing $17,304 of public funds to be paid to her as excess salary payments. All in violation of 16-13-210 of the South Carolina Code of Laws as amended. Again, these are South Carolina Anti-Laundering Act, or crimes related to the violation of the Money Laundering Act. All right, let's move on down to count 8. And let's move you guys over here so y'all can catch up. 7. That's 9. Let's back up. I guess I can. All right, count 8. Sharon W. Staggers in Williamsburg County from on or about 2023. Did I just read that one? Safekeeping, no. Boom, 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 boom. Transfer and disbursement of public funds, did embezzle and convert less than $10,000. I didn't read this one yet. Of the public funds with intention to defraud the county of Williamsburg, to wit, while elected clerk of court, Staggers did embezzle public funds, causing $4,818.09 of Title 4D funds of the Federal Social Security Act to be, why is this not federal, to be paid to her as Title 4D incentive payments, all in violation of Section 16, the Anti-Money Laundering Act. All right, count 9. Count 9. Let me move y'all along too. There we go. Okay, count 9. Use of official position or office for financial gain, ethics violation. South Carolina Code. You see the numbers there on the screen. And it says here that from on or about November 2019 to October 2023, Sharon W. Staggers did in Williamsburg County while in office as clerk of court knowingly use her official office, membership, or employment to obtain an economic interest for herself. To wit, Staggers did improperly cause thousands of dollars in government funds to be dispersed to herself beyond her legitimate salary. This was done in violation of Section 8-13-700 of the Code of Laws of South Carolina, and such conduct involving public corruption and arising out of or in connection with a crime involving public corruption, and such conduct involving a violation of the South Carolina Anti-Money Laundering Act, or a crime related to a violation of the Anti-Money Laundering Act. All right, let's get down to count 10. Again, this is a 10-count indictment that was sent down from the state grand jury. I think I read that right. Against former clerk of court in Williamsburg County, South Carolina. All right, count 10, offering, giving, soliciting, or receiving anything of value to influence action of public employee, member, or official ethics act violation. From on or about August 2022, to on or about December 2022, Sharon W. Staggers did in Williamsburg County while in office as clerk of court, a public official directly or indirectly knowingly ask, demand, exact, solicit, seek, accept, assign, receive, or agree to receive anything of value for herself or for another person to return in return for being to influence to commit, aid in committing, collude in, allow fraud, or make an opportunity for fraud on a government entity. To wit, Staggers did receive $6,232.05 in additional payments over her salary for alleged participation in quote unquote community projects. Staggers also allowed fraud on the government by permitting employees to her office to receive excess compensation from said quote unquote community projects. And I'm assuming they got evidence of this. This was done in violation of Section 8-boom Code of Laws, 8-17-705 Code of Laws, and such conduct involving public corruption and arising out of or in connection with a crime involving public corruption, and such conduct involving a violation of South Carolina Anti-Money Laundering Act, or a crime related to a violation of the Anti-Money Laundering Act. And this was against the peace and dignity, contrary. Okay, and so the grand jury, true, this was signed by Attorney General Alan Wilson, and that's what we got. So again, right now, I would like you guys to hop in the comment section and tell me what you think about the indictment as read right there. Now later, I'll be back and we'll have a more nuanced conversation when it comes to these allegations, because it is again, and let's keep in mind, these are just allegations, all right? So everybody is given the presumption of innocence until proven guilty, but we must say that these are some very, 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 very disturbing charges if true. So again, get in the comment section, tell me what you think. And I'll holler at y'all on the other side.